Bryan Kohberger's cheek swab was a statistical match to DNA at Moscow murder crime scene. The profile that was developed by Idaho State Police's forensic lab was 5.37 octillion more times likely to be Bryan Kohberger, according to a new court filing. Moscow, Idaho. The man charged with stabbing and murdering 4 University of Idaho students last year provided a cheek swab to investigators. That cheek swab was a statistical match to DNA found at the crime scene, Latah County prosecutors say in a recent court filing. Bryan Kohberger, 28, faces 4 counts of murder and 1 count of felony burglary for the deaths of Xana Kernodle, Ethan Chapin, Madison Mogen, and Kaylee Gonsalves. After they were found stabbed to death in a home in Moscow in November 13, 2022, Kohberger was indicted by a grand jury and will face trial set for October 2nd of this year. Police previously said in an affidavit they arrived at the conclusion Kohberger was their possible suspect when they tracked his phone records and traced familial DNA to him found in a trash bin outside his Pennsylvania home. The FBI created a genealogical family tree where they found the DNA matched someone who was a male and a close relative of Kohberger's father. New court filings said law enforcement also ran the DNA through a national database called CODIS, which has DNA profiles of convicted offenders and missing persons, but that yielded no results. The DNA that forensic scientists were comparing to was found on a K-bar knife sheath next to the bodies of Mogen and Gonsalves. But in the new court filing dated June 16, investigators followed up further. The most recent filing is a motion for a protective order in the case, meaning in order to seal any evidence related to raw data, involving the specific DNA profile and the laboratory documentation and all information related to the creation of a genealogical family tree identifying any of Kohberger's relatives for privacy purposes. According to this motion, an STR profile from the knife sheath was developed. An STR profile, according to the National Institute of Justice, stands for short tandem repeat. An STR analysis can show a number of repeating protein sequences in someone's DNA that is specific to them. A collection of these can give nearly irrefutable evidence statistically of a person's identity because the likelihood of 2 unrelated people having the same number of repeated sequences in these regions becomes increasingly small as more regions are analyzed. The National Institute of Justice states, Kohberger was given a cheek swab and was compared to the STR profile. Prosecutors said the new filing, the STR profile, is at least 5.3 octillion times more likely to be seen if the defendant is the source than if an unrelated individual randomly selected for the general population is the source, meaning the profile scientists have developed is more likely to be Kohberger than someone random. The affidavit also said the knife sheath was found next to the bodies of Mogen and Gonsalves, who were sleeping in the same bed. The filing on June 16th now specifies that the sheath was found face down and partially under Madison's body and the comforter on the bed. Kohberger faces life in prison or the death penalty if convicted. A hearing to pause the proceedings so he can contest his grand jury indictment is set for June 27th. So this is a major break. I will say, I think because of all of the fuss that's been being made, law enforcement, you know, they give us little bits here and there, or it's that this information was allowed to be made public. So thankfully, thank God, we've got this new tidbit and very interesting. We've learned a new detail, which changes things. People have said before, you know, it seems shady if the knife sheath was literally just like on the bed right there, like maybe it was planted. There's no way. Like, it wasn't exactly as it seems in the way that it was written in the PCA. So, this is big. This is actually huge. They're saying that now, instead of having like this similar match that would have been a relative of Bryan Kohberger's father, Now we've got an exact match to his DNA found at the crime scene. So conspiracy theorists and people out there with these crazy whack-a-do theories, these off-the-wall theories, there's 2 people, there's multiple suspects, Kopaka, Emma Bailey. Stop dragging people through the mud. Pay attention to the facts. Report on the facts. And don't be a wolf that's clamoring for scraps. Keep in mind that this case is all about bringing justice for the victims and having whoever's responsible held accountable. So I just wanted to read this article to you guys really quick from KTVB7, and really interesting. So tell me what you guys think in the comments. This kind of changes everything, I think. I think that as time goes by, we're definitely seeing the likelihood increase more and more substantially that Bryan Kohberger is indeed the perpetrator of the 1122 King Road Massacre on November 13th, 2022 of Madison Mogen, Kaylee Gonsalves, Ethan Chapin, and Xander Kernodle. God rest their souls. May justice be served and brought in this situation. May whoever is responsible be held accountable. And may divine justice be served. I love you all. Thank you for watching. Please hit the like button if you like this video. Please like, share, subscribe if you love my vibe and want to become part of the tribe. You know I would love to have you. Until next time, stay safe. Stay vigilant. Love hard. Live well.